Ladies and gentlemen, I need to apologize for what you're about to see. In my attempt to do the best for you, I have done something that is inexcusable. What you're about to see is not good. You may get motion sickness. You may fall over. See, these intros are very boring to me. They're boring to edit. I don't even like to do that. There's a wall, blank. I don't have any, there's no artwork on here. I have a bookshelf with some stuff on it. You might be looking at that. But it's really nothing good to look at. So I came up with an idea. I think I have an idea that'll help. The problem is I don't necessarily have the equipment for that solution. So I promise I'm working on this. I will get better. And I will have some things. I've sold some other stuff to get some better stuff to maybe help with this situation. I want you to have something good to look at the beginning of my videos. I'm not changing anything. The format's still the same. I'll do an intro. I'll do a top-down drawing, tell you a story, ramble on about nonsense, just like always. But I think I can do something here. I'm going to need your help for this because I want you to give me some feedback. Tell me when things get a little bit out of control, if they're too much, if you like it, if you don't. I'm open to suggestion. Now, if this is the first video that you're seeing from me, you're probably quickly going to switch off of it. But if you're someone who watches this channel a lot, please, you know I try different things. I'm trying to do something better for you. Do you love me now? And I want to know if these things are going to help or if they're not helping. That's fine. You can tell me that too. See, I have looked at other channels. And usually they start from that top down, which is fine. Admittedly, I do that when I don't have time to record an intro. Most artist videos, they have them where they just, this is it. This is what you get. This is the intro. They're sitting at their desk. They have some supplies in the background. Sometimes they have a bunch of garbage everywhere. It looks terrible. And that's the most that any artist has ever done. Well, not me. You deserve better. And I'm going to give you better. I think. I don't think this is better. We'll see. Okay. Alright. Let's get into it.
Illustrations by Pete.
So, here I am. And I am now the street walking... I'm not a street walker. That's a different profession. I am a street vlogging artist now. That's what I'm doing. So this camera's pretty cool. I hope the stabilization is okay. I do have the stabilization on, but it's only on the lens. The camera is a Nikon D5600. There is no stabilization on it. So I'm sure this is shaky as anything. I hope it's usable. And I'd like to keep doing this. So I wanted to give you something a little bit different to look at sometimes. I tried to use a good lens, so in the back you'll see a little bit of blurriness back here. That's cinematography magic right there. That is magic if it's blurry. If it's not blurry, it's not magic. I think I'm in focus. So this camera's pretty good. Let's see what it does in the shade. Yeah, is it okay? Am I overexposed? Am I only exposed on one side? I don't know. I'm trying to stay in that, you know, that third of the lens so you can see some stuff around. My intros are so boring, and I wanted to give you something to look at and also maybe increase my health a little bit. How does that work with the sun? Can you see me at all? How about this way? How to do with that? Yeah? We'll see. I was looking at my intros. Sometimes they are painful just to edit because they're so boring. It's just me. I'm talking. There's a wall and a bookshelf, and that's all you see. So I'm doing jump zooms and panning zooms and dynamic zooms. Look, sometimes that's boring. I'm jerking the camera all around, probably less than I am right now. How's this? Did it lose me? Did it lose me? No, I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it sees me. There's a yellow box. Yellow boxes are good. I'm actually using a regular tripod, and I just have it sitting on my hip. And we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna walk around for a while and see if I can get some good information. Is this good content here? Is this good? Is this better than a wall? I hope so. The camera is not very heavy, but this lens, this is the Sigma Zoom 17 to 50 2.8. I got the 2.8 because I wanted you to see some blurry stuff in the background. If I'm in focus, that should not be. But it is very heavy, very heavy. So, my goodness, it's very heavy. So I'm gonna try not to jerk this camera around as much as possible. Hopefully it looks good and I can continue to do this. I really want to continue to do this. Today, I'm gonna do a review. I am still gonna do all of this normal stuff. All of my normal top-down stuff. I am. I just want to change up the intros a little bit. Do something a little better. This is probably so shaky. I need a gimbal. Those things weigh like 50 pounds. I'm entering some shade. Did it adjust? Does it even see me? Am I still here? Do I have to redo that whole thing? I think I'm okay. Is there blurriness back here? I hope so. I hope so. So, I'm going to review some Derwent stuff today. Amazon review, I don't know what it is. If I see people that, if I met these people out in the world and I'd get along with them, they'd be fine. Everything would be wonderful. And then they get into the Amazon review page and something happens to them. Everybody turns into a moron on the Amazon review page. And I don't know what that is. What is that? Oh, I think it was a hornet. It's okay. I'm safe. Didn't get me. Now, Derwent is a big company. They have a lot of things. If you like graphite, they have graphite pencils, they have graphite sticks, they have graphite blocks, they have colored graphite blocks or pans, something like that. Anyway, they have great stuff. You want to go into charcoal, they have regular charcoal, block charcoal, colored charcoal. They have a ton of stuff. 100 different kinds of colored pencils. That was on my eyelash. Yeah. Bug attacked me. I survived. It's one of the dangers of being out here in the wilderness. I survived. Can you hear that lawnmower very loudly? Probably. Probably shouldn't be recording right now. All right, well, I was going to go to the park back there, but I think someone's mowing the lawn very loudly. I don't want it to interfere. I don't know what happens to people when they get on. You're not supposed to see my arm. I'm a terrible vlogger. Oh, there it is. There it is. Me, my face. Can you see me? Okay. Is that a little better? You see my, have you been looking at my arm the whole time? You're not supposed to see my arm. Oh, this camera's shaky as anything. Anyway, like I was saying, I think once people get on Amazon, their mind just leaves their head. And I'm going to show you some examples of that. But you have to understand, as an artist, you know what, as anything, as a human, when someone sells something, make sure that that's what you're using it for. Don't try and use it for something that it was never made for. And I think that's what happened with this product. It's a, I don't know what that was. No idea. It's a great product. These Derwent, I think they're just called Derwent paint pens now. They had to remarket them because a bunch of losers went on and reviewed them the wrong way and said they weren't really good for what they're supposed to be used for. But you're using them wrong. If you look, the first thing that they show you is someone splashing them down on a page. The first image. That's what they show you. And then there are people saying, well, these things don't make, they start to work. I'll show you some reviews. They start to work, but then they just kind of pop out a bunch of paint on the page. Look at the pictures. They all have paint splattered on the page. Every single one of them. All of them. You need to be a better human. I know I just made a video about being kind to people, but that excluded, and I forgot to put it in that video, that excludes Amazon reviewers and question answerers. If you ever want to learn less than what you learn in my videos, go look at the Amazon review page. Look at the reviews, look at the questions and answer section. You will learn less, a lot less, than my channel. And that says something. I guess I've gone on about a mile walk here so far, or close to it. It's a nice time. Doesn't seem that far. It's pretty good. There's other human beings out and about right now, and I think I'm scaring them. I whisper in my videos sometimes, and now I'm walking around with a camera. Someone's calling the police. Probably that guy. He's calling the police right now. I can see him. He looked at me and picked up his phone. He's calling somebody. APB out on me. That's the way it is. How does it handle this? Ready? Did it lose me? Still have me? Yeah? Okay, that's good. It's a nice day. It's pretty out. It's beautiful. There's some big dogs. They're all behind fences. It's okay. It's a friendly neighborhood. It's a nice place. I've got to be careful. I had to bring a backpack because even though the sun is blaring right now, there's this chance, some kind of chance, that when I turn the corner, there's going to be the worst rainstorm you've ever seen in your life. That's because I'm in North Carolina. That happens daily. You'll just be sun out in the middle of a park somewhere. All of a sudden, downpour, rain, wind everywhere. You're grabbing on for your life. It's terrible. Do I sound very winded? I'm very winded. It was a brisk walk. Holding this is pretty heavy. It's not a heavy camera, but it's a heavy lens. Well, coming over back to my road. About as long as a walk as I want to do in one day. It's around a mile, maybe a little bit more. Maybe I'll do some more later. That's a good plan. So I need your help on this. You have to let me know, is this nauseating? How much this is shaking? Is it terrible? Can you handle it? Should I stop? Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good,
Good. Hey, how you doing? How's it going? I'm gonna need your help to tell me if this is okay, if this is usable. Can I continue to do this? I'd like to. It's definitely fun. I get my exercise in. I feel good. Someone's spreading manure, so my nose isn't really in good condition right now, but it's all right. Well, let's get into the drawing. Wow, so I get distracted when I am looking at nothing. When there's all that stuff out there in the world and I'm just walking, I get distracted very easily. I hope that was okay. Man, I did some post-editing. No. I did some post-recording stabilization in the software that I have. I use DaVinci Resolve 17, and it does very well, but I didn't want it to crop too much. See, the problem with the system that I have is Nikon. They don't have. I have the best lens for the whole system right now, and it's really as close as or as far away as I can get with this without looking completely ridiculous. But you know, it's weird because I was telling someone, you know, I'm going to be doing this vlogging thing now. And first of all, you tell them that you're an artist and they want to feed you. You tell them that you're a YouTube artist and they feel bad for you. They have pity on you. But when you tell them that you are a vlogging YouTube artist, they kick you in the kneecaps. They just don't like, nobody likes vloggers. And the people I was saying hello to, they, of course, everyone's coming out to see who's the guy with the camera. Of course, we've been in this house for a little while, but really, you know, with everything going on, there's not too many times where I've been out seeing neighbors and introducing myself and walking around. So really, this is the first time they maybe saw me, and now they're seeing me with a camera, and sometimes it's pointed towards their house. So they get a little nervous. I try and point it across the street so that if I'm on that side, they're not seeing the camera pointed at them, because I'm sure that they would get a little bit pissed off. But that's just, it is what it is. Okay, so also, I am going to be getting a gimbal. I've sold some stuff off. I will be getting a gimbal so that it's not shaky like that. It'll be a lot smoother. I'll look a little messed up in there, but that's okay. At least you won't get seasick from looking and watching me walk around like that. So I'm working on it. I think next Friday I'll be placing the order. I should have all the money by then, and then I will go ahead and start using that so that it's a little bit better. In the next video, I might have to do something where I'm just go somewhere and record from that place instead of different places around, instead of actually walking around as much. I did notice that when I wasn't speed walking and I was walking a little slower, that things were a little bit nicer. They were a little bit smoother, and I did that when I was going through the trees and the leaves and stuff. I would slow down and slowly go through there, and everything seemed a lot more stable, especially with the stabilization that's in the software. So that should be a little bit better. Okay, so let's talk about some of these reviews. Now this just says Amazon customer. I didn't blur this out. I blurred everybody else's name out. I'm not trying to, hate on anybody, but maybe I am. Okay, so it says nice colors, but soon after using for the first time, paint just started dripping out. Yes, that is exactly what they're intended to do. They're meant so that when you shake them, and you'll see in this video, when you shake them, the paint's supposed to come out everywhere. It can't do that if it's perfectly sealed at the top. So as you draw, the slightest amount of pressure will open that valve in the first place, but as you draw, that paint will start to come out of you've got to wipe it off. If you want a clean line, don't use this product. It's not what it's meant to be used for. And you see, the guy put a little bit, or man or woman, equal opportunity yelling. So this is whatever they put there, you can't even see it. The picture is so bad, I can't tell what is the green spot on the top left a blob? Was that intentional? Is it all blobbed up in by the red stuff there? I can't tell. So I know what it's supposed to be, but I don't know exactly how it's supposed to look. Yes, the paint runs out. That's what it does. Matter of fact, that's even when they get artists to review these materials, they always get people that do abstract stuff, that draw and they let the paint flow out on the page and then they smear it across, or they do something. And that's what I'm going to do with these. This is not my type of art, but I'm going to try my best to do everything I can the way that these markers are supposed to be used. I'm just saying, you want to make sure that the company goes through a lot of trouble with putting together a marketing plan on how they do something. Sometimes companies do not execute properly, but in this case, they have always shown people to be using these products by smearing the paint or dropping paint and blowing it around, which I also tried, didn't work for me. But that's because I think the paper I was putting it on just sucked it up really quickly. Was able to smear a lot of paint, but I just wasn't able to blow it around the page as much, and I probably should have. One of the favorite ways that I was using this was to put water down. You'll see inside the pumpkin, I put the water down first on the page and then drop the paint into it. It spreads better than most watercolor that I've ever seen, and it remains that same intensity. It retains that. It doesn't just, like a lot of times watercolor will get lighter as it dries. This didn't. It stayed pretty well. Alright, let's go on to the next one. Okay, this one, flooding. I was expecting a lot more for my money. Yes, the colors are good and strong, but after using a few times, the ink has started flooding out, ruining any work I had done. I think I will stick with my cheap pens from now on. Yes, you should stick with whatever garbage you are using right now, because you're not using these the right way. You're entered Amazon world, Amazon land, and you have lost all semblance of understanding. And now you're just doing things. And the third. Okay, this gets me probably more than anything else on Amazon. Received the wrong palette, gave it 3 stars. Good pens, but won't be able to use them. I ordered pallet 1, got pallet 3 instead. Do you understand that you have sabotaged the entire review process? Amazon's review process is that people can grade the thing that they're using based on what it's intended to be used for. These 3 people have shown that they cannot do that. They should not be trusted. It's almost like you should be approved before you can review something. This person in particular, they're good, but they won't use them because it's the wrong palette. Now, I understand the palette might be not the right colors, but does that mean that the product only received... No, the shipper should get 3 stars. Maybe less. Maybe the shipper should get no stars because they shipped the wrong thing. You can complain. When you get an order from Amazon, you get a package, you get a little notification where you can review that, hey, was it delivered well, whatever. And sometimes you can complain in there. But you can... Don't complain for the driver because that'll mess them up too. You don't give them negative stars because all of a sudden they delivered it perfectly well and made sure everything was safe with it, but then it's the wrong palette. That's not what you're doing. You want to make sure that when you tell someone, hey, look, this product is bad, that it's actually the product that is bad, not the service you received. You can review that somewhere else. Okay, so let's say I'm on Amazon and I need to dry my hair, which I don't have right now. But let's say I needed to. And I look at a dryer, and I pick up a dryer. And I say, hey, look, this thing is awesome. It works great. Dries my hair in under 5 minutes. But I have really thick hair, so when my hair gets wet, it takes a long time. It doesn't show that it's wet. It's like a duck's back. You pour water on my head, it runs down into my head to my scalp, and then pours out the sides, and my hair doesn't actually get wet. Even when I'm in a pool, I'll go under the water, come back up, my hair will look dry. It's weird. So anyway, but let's say, okay, this dries my hair in under a couple of minutes and it works great. Then another person reviews this and says, okay, this dryer did not work very well. I climbed in, I rolled around for a few minutes, I got like 3 concussions, I fell out on the floor, I didn't know where I was. This is a terrible dryer. Would you take them seriously? You have got to make sure you're using the product the way it's supposed to be used. And that's kind of similar. The people are probably looking for Posca-like pens, and they pick these up, and they're not using them the proper way. And so that's why they're confused. They're confused people. And they think they're helping everyone by warning everybody that these products are not good, but really it's them that is not good. From these people, we have learned nothing, other than the fact that they don't know how to use the products, and they don't understand how to use a rating system. Is this a rant? I think it's a rant. I just want to say, if you use the products well, the way that they're supposed to be used, then give me your opinion. So I will do that now because I have used these products the way that they were advertised, and I will give you my opinion. Usually I'm terrible at doing these reviews, but this time I think I did okay. So I don't usually do this kind of art, but as you can see, the paint did everything I was looking for it to do. It drew lines, they were messy, they were a little abstract, they spread well. I dropped paint on the page, did exactly what the other people are supposed to be doing, and exactly what the company has marketed it for. And I will say that it works. It worked great. I used it on a couple of different things. You saw it. I didn't like it on the black paper. I will say that. So Posca pens, Posca paint pens are amazing, and I like them on black paper. They work very well. This, it almost like it was a little bit too watery, so it was the only place where it dried a little bit lighter than when it came out. It didn't really do that on the paper. The way that it came out is the way that it dried. On the black paper, it did a little bit. Then I did, okay, that shelf looking thing that you saw in the beginning, that thing, it's smooth. It's like drawing on a Formica cabinet, like a countertop. And that's what the shelving, it has that plasticky coating over it. And usually you'd put a little bit of something on there, like if you got a little ink on there or something, you could wipe it right off because it doesn't penetrate. But this stuck, and that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be used on other things. And it worked great. I put it on, I tried to wipe it off, I tried to spread it around, and you saw that it couldn't come off. So it did exactly what it was supposed to do. I was going to do something on those other materials, but I decided not to and just put them on a page and see how that goes. And it worked great. I loved it. I'm going to use these more. I'm going to get another palette of them. I think this is palette 1. I want the palette 2, a more kind of colors. It's a little bit more muted palette. These are very bright and it's just not my thing usually. But it had enough colors to do that pumpkin. I love doing pumpkins. I love drawing pumpkins. I love painting pumpkins. Something about pumpkins. But I did them in a very cartoony way. It wasn't supposed to look very... the shape was not supposed to look very authentic or anything like that. It was just supposed to be some kind of fun painting thing that you might see on a display ad somewhere for alcohol or something like that. But anyway, I think these worked exactly as they were supposed to work, and I'm going to use them again. I like them. And now you know more than if you looked on the Amazon review page for these markers. That being said, I'm a terrible review person, and those people that commented that I just tore apart could probably run circles around me artistically, and that's just a fact. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to try and do this a little better next time. I might go somewhere and record myself instead of actually, you know, doing the walking thing, because I don't want you to punish you. I'm not trying to punish you. That's not what I'm trying to do, but I do need your feedback, so please give it to me. Here's a couple more videos popping up on the screen, and I will see you in the next video.